Welcome to Countryside Knitting. This is another episode where we, Janne and I, Merete, have to do something separately. And Janne made something in Norwegian only, so this will be a short episode from me, and I will put in some photos from Janne. Janne has made a lot of hats in brioche, and she has dyed a lot of yarn. That is mainly what she shows us in the Norwegian episode. We come to you from Norway. We have done this podcast for many years, and at the time now, this moment, I'm very busy with a new job that I have. I have changed from being a teacher to a librarian. And then I have to do some exams. So today I'm working on some digital exhibition of books for youth. And we are a group and I need to have time to talk to the others and so on. I could talk to you for hours about my job in the library. Well, I'm not going to do it. Well, I could do if you wanted to. I could make a special one on Norwegian literature maybe. But here I will show you what I'm working on at the moment, which is not very much because I read more than I knit. But when I am very busy, I have especially one thing that I like to do, and that is to use my leftover yarn to knit and crochet small squares that I put into some kind of messy like blankets with a lot of energy and crazy chaos feeling, because that's what I like. So I have used some minutes now and then to make squares, and I put them the upside, the front, put the front facing front and sew, and then I add as I go, because if all these squares were to be put away in a bag, they will probably stay there forever. So I have started a new blanket. I don't say it's very beautiful, just if you're thinking what is she doing, I know. Oh, it's big. So what I do, I do multicolor and one color squares every second to make a kind of balance in a way. But otherwise I try to spread all the colors and to spread the techniques, because I have moss stitch, I have some crochet. This is actually Janne, she gave it to me, it's alpaca, and she cannot be close to it. And the yarn may be of different thicknesses, but as long as I manage to make it almost the same square as the others, I don't care. It's a bit stretchy. And these blankets is a kind of, I don't know where I got the idea. This is just a scrap yarn left of yarn project. I have made several of these, and I put them onto the beds. And we used to have Airbnb, and I had these on the beds, and everybody who said something out loud at least said that they loved them, because they make you happy. So I continue with my square knitting, and it makes me happy. And I had some thick yarn also, so I even started doing some granny squares, and these are thicker. This is mostly 2-ply, 100 meters per approximately 100 meters per 50 grams, but this is a bit thicker. And I started to make granny squares with a lot of leftovers, and they are really small, because I don't know, I just don't want to throw away. So I can sit with, sorry for the sound of the plastic. This is a very nice start. So I use this for the beginning, and here And again, sorry for the noise. I use these. I could throw them, of course, but I prefer to use them. It gives me a good feeling. And then I have, this is rather new. This is something old. What I put together, I just grab something. I don't want it to be too close. The colors are not supposed to melt into each other. This is supposed to be like the other one. Crazy, well, you know, chaos. So that's what I have been doing mostly the last weeks. But I have something else that I haven't shown you. I may have shown you in the countryside knitting, but I didn't show it in the Norwegian episode because Janne is allergic to alpaca. I'm not. I love alpaca. I have knitted my first petite knit project years after everybody else have done so. The Danish designer. I chose Novice cardigan. It says Mohair edition. I didn't use Mohair, even though it said so. I just had some other yarn. It's very wide, a little bit too wide, I must admit, but it's very nice to wear. It's knitted top down, and I started, as the pattern said, to knit flat, which is, I knew when I started, this is something many Norwegians hate because we don't like to purl and we prefer to stick. So I found out I would never be finished with this if I did the way the pattern said, so I took it back and started to knit in a round and then I sticked it. This yarn is very soft. If it had been wool, I could have made the stick and leave it. But I have to make something to hide the edges. Well, the yarn I used was Setoso. It was a yarn from Mondial. I think they have stopped producing it. It says 100% merino extra fine. It's a little bit, it's 25% alpaca and 5% microfiber, and the rest is merino. And it's spun, I have forgotten the word, but it's spun like I don't find the word, I'm sorry. And together with that I had kid mohair. Okay, so it's a little bit of mohair in it, but not that much. It's Telia, in a quite lighter color than this, but these two together I think worked very, you can see the difference. Look at this. So this gets very much lighter when the mohair is light, as a light color. When I sticked it, I didn't use a machine. I just took some very bright colored superwash yarn and sew, and then I cut. And because this is not wool, it's a very messy edge, so I have to put a ribbon on, but you know, that's not so fun, so I haven't done it yet. And the buttons, I think they are very cute. I wanted only 3 because I don't need to button it all the way down. And I have some leftovers, so I don't know what to do with that. Something else that I have done is to finish one more a pair of socks. I'm not very happy with the sock knitting, but I need socks. So I used Vandre. That is 100% Norwegian wool yarn from Rauma. And it's not, it is not enforced with acrylic. It's with a very strong yarn that is from short tail breed sheep. Quite the same as we have. So we'll see if this is strong enough. I guess it will get holes, but I use socks mostly inside I don't wear them every day. And I haven't started wearing these. I didn't really use a pattern. I think I was inspired by the socks by Sofia Capella, as I always am. The way that she has the heel flap. It's I cannot really tell you what I did. I think it's mostly based on her patterns, sock patterns. I felted it a little bit, and it's very stiff when you knit with this yarn, but it gets really soft when you felt it. I felted it by hand because I needed the control. So, a new pair of socks for myself. And I really enjoy knitting shawls, as you know. So I have knitted another lovely leaf shawl with only I had another edge. The edging is from Skeindeer, the shawl by Sofia Capella, and the yarn I used is Ask from Hillesvåg, 2-ply Norwegian wool that I have dyed myself. And the green color is, I was not happy with the green color, but I wanted to use it, and then when I put it together with brown, I think it worked out quite nicely, and especially with that light brown at the end. So I'm very pleased with it, and surprisingly pleased, actually. It's a very long but not so deep shawl. I can knit shawls all the time. I just don't get bored with it. We had knit along with the festive cardigan by Skeindeer, and I have now drawn a winner, and the winner is a Norwegian woman, so I have already announced it in our Norwegian episode. But I can tell here also that her name is Marianne, and she comes from Larvik, and her Ravelry name is My Son. We have a knit along where people can put in their Christmas gifts. It could be everything, just as long as it's going to be a Christmas gift. We have a Ravelry thread. I think I wrote that in Norwegian. It's a little bit double work every time to do something in 2 languages. But if you comment below, I could make kind of 2 languages in the same thread. Try to. But it's a kind of an informal knit along. We just put in when we make the Christmas presents before it's everything is in a hurry. And we will draw some prizes now and then, but that will be, I think, mostly patterns. Yeah. So we don't have very specific rules, or just it's going to be for the whole 2023. Well, I think that was enough. I have some work to do. I am a student, and I have a presentation to be prepared together with some other students. So that's what I'm going to do this Saturday when it's a lot of snow. When I started recording it here with you, it was sun in my windows, but now it's a mess of snow, and I think it will be a little bit of thunder and lightning also. We want spring because we had it, and the spring just disappeared and the winter came back. That's March, isn't it? Well, we are on Ravelry. We have accounts on Instagram and Facebook, and you will find everything in the notes below. We have a Patreon where I sometimes put out some bonus. There are some old bonuses, and I try to do a little bit every month. We also have coffee if you want to give us a symbolic cup of coffee. We have done this for more than 5 years, not in English though, in Norwegian mostly in the beginning, and it has given us a lot of fun experiences. We have learned a lot and got in contact with a lot of people, which is very nice. But then when time is very busy, especially for me now, I have to rest a little bit my archive. I think we have so many episodes. You can watch our Easter spring episodes from the last 5 years, if you don't mind some of them being in Norwegian. I also have some plans for a Easter project short version. I need to do that when I'm finished some of my students and some projects work that I have to do first. So we have plans, but we are a little bit busy. And this episode will be only with me. Janne made her Norwegian one, but if she makes something in English, I may put out something in English from her also. It's a puzzle. We live quite far away. It's 1.5 hour drive from Janne's place to me, and she has to do the ferry, and I have to be at home. Everything. So there's a puzzle. We do the best that we can, and I hope that you're happy with that. Well, I think that was all I wanted to say now. I just have to think through my notes. We are very happy to have you here together with us. It's really fantastic to reach out into the world, kind of. So please write us a greeting in the comments, and we will write back to you. I really love to read comments. So that was all for today. Suddenly we will be back again, and I guess maybe around Easter time. So bye bye. Thank you for watching.